What was that?
Oh, he said, the Jesuit approach is all about being a man and woman for others who's finding God in all things to achieve Cura Personalis while doing the Magis for the greater glory of God.
Okay, whoa. We've got to back that up and go over some of that Jesuit lingo.
Hi, I'm Brian Strasburger.
I'm Tucker Redding, and we're with the Jesuit Post.
Today on Ask Iggy, we're talking about our top 7 Jesuit words and phrases.
Whether you've worked with the Jesuits for decades or you've only heard of the Jesuits in passing, you've probably come across plenty of terms that didn't make any sense to you or that you want to know more about.
Let's start with the obvious. First on the list is the word Jesuit. A Jesuit is a member of the Society of Jesus.
Wasn't the term Jesuit originally an insult?
It was. Most religious orders are named after their founder, but Ignatius wanted to name his order after Jesus. Some people found this to be arrogant, and so they used the term Jesuit as an insult against Ignatius's order.
The Society of Jesus eventually adopted the term. So now members of the Society of Jesus are commonly known as Jesuits.
Time for a pop quiz. If you're a student at a Jesuit school, are you a Jesuit?
No, sorry. But if you're interested, feel free to check out beajesuit.org.
Have you seen the seal of the Society of Jesus? You'll notice the 3 letters in the middle of the sunburst. IHS come from the Greek letters iota, eta, sigma, spelling out the first 3 letters of Jesus' name.
While those 3 letters show up in lots of Christian iconography and aren't Jesuit specific, this is a reminder of the centrality of Jesus in the life and ministry of Jesuits.
Second on our list, the phrase men and women for others. It's actually a relatively new entry in the Jesuit dictionary. The phrase was coined in 1973 by Pedro Arrupe during a talk he gave to alumni of Jesuit schools.
Arrupe wrote, "Today our prime educational objective must be to form men and women for others, who live not for themselves but for God, who cannot even conceive of love of God which does not include love for the least of their neighbors."
The key thing to note here is that love of others is directly connected to love of God. It's about acting out our faith by working for justice in the world around us. Third on the list, the phrase finding God in all things. It's a very commonly used summary of Ignatian spirituality. On the one hand, this can seem very self-explanatory.
But on the other hand, there's actually a lot packed into this phrase. At its core, this is a world-affirming perspective. We recognize that God created everything, and so God's fingerprints are on all parts of creation.
Many people easily encounter God in nature or in their relationships, but finding God in all things also means looking in the places where it's more difficult, like cases of suffering, illness, natural disasters. But we're just as sure that God is present in these moments as in the joyful ones.
Finding God in all things is both a challenge and an opportunity to help ourselves and others recognize where God has been and is at work.
By the way, the Examine is a great way of trying to do this. Luckily for you, we've got another video on that.
Of course, our list is going to have some Latin phrases, so get ready. Fourth on our list is the phrase Cura Personalis.
Cura Personalis translates to care for the person, and it has 2 different meanings to emphasize.
The first is care for the whole person, which recognizes the fact that to be a well-rounded human being, we can't just focus on one aspect of ourselves. We should strive to grow in mind, body, and soul.
The second emphasis of Cura Personalis is care for the individual. This concept recognizes that we are all unique. We have different needs. We grow in different ways. Treating everyone exactly the same isn't always a helpful way to minister among a diverse group.
This phrase should also apply to self-care. We need to make sure that we stay balanced in work and rest and take care of ourselves.
Number 5 on our list is another Latin word, magis, which literally translates as more.
But what it's really about is excellence. How can we be doing things better? And how can we be doing more in service to God?
Although Ignatius didn't use it, the idea of the magis is present throughout the Jesuits' founding documents and relates directly to the phrase, for the greater glory of God. More on that in a second. Key word, the greater glory, the magis.
So let's return to the phrase Brian just mentioned. Number 6 on our list is ad maiorem Dei gloriam, which means for the greater glory of God.
This phrase has been adapted as the unofficial motto of the Society of Jesus. St. Ignatius wrote it on everything, in his letters, official documents. It often gets abbreviated into AMDG.
It serves as a basic criterion for making a decision. When discerning between two or more options, all else being equal, choose the one that serves the more universal good.
So, there you have it. That's our list.
Guys, that's only 6 words or phrases. We need a 7th.
Oh, that's right. We do need a 7th. Let's get some help on this one.
Great idea. What is another word or phrase that you know that comes up often in Jesuit circles?
Add your choice in the comments section below and tell us what it means to you. Thanks for watching this episode of Ask Iggy. Don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notifications button so you don't miss any of our videos. And if you have any questions for Iggy, write them in the comments section below. Thanks.